We saw that video. We were hearing that thunder. Pretty nasty out there in
a lot going on out there.
It was a lot going on, and we may have more going on this weekend as we talk about the tropics as well, getting involved here with this disturbance that now has a 60% chance of developing here. As we continue to track some storms, things have wound down, though, for Broward County. We're looking good. Air has been turned over the atmosphere, that is, and we're looking at just some leftover showers down to the 18-mile stretch. That's from a boundary that exited those big thunderstorms that we had. Interestingly enough, with the east flow, a lot of coverage has been west of 95, right? So most of the downpours have occurred away from the coast as that east breeze really takes over. And I think for tomorrow, it's going to be the same deal, except we'll have a lot less moisture to work with. So we're not going to have any significant coverage as far as rain chances. We're going to go into a pretty quiet stretch here for the next couple of days anyway. So Wednesday into Thursday, some dry air overhead. That's going to limit our rain chances, and the east wind will allow for any kind of shower or thunderstorm that develops to push over to the west coast. So both those things working in our favor for a dry setup for Wednesday and Thursday. But you know what happens when we get a dry setup here. The heat will be back, and then we'll get a nice break on Friday with more showers and storms, although these will still favor interior areas, but it's going to be a little more similar than what we had today. As we check in on the weekend, it's all going to depend on what this area of low pressure that is going to try to develop does. So that'll take us into the tropics in a second. I want you to see rain tracker there for your Wednesday. A few showers through the early part of the day, but notice everything clusters and heads over to the west side of the coast. So next one, the rain tracker really depicting a pretty dry setup here compared to where we've been over the last few days. There you see on Thursday, same deal, most of the action heading off towards the west. So National Hurricane Center still giving this medium chance of developing to 60%. And when you see the line here, that means it has to traverse through it to then get into this pocket here where we think there has the potential development. But look how huge this is. It could be down into Cuba or up towards the Carolinas. It will depend on the strength of the system, and the models are still back and forth on it. But we're getting a better handle on at least this area now beginning to get organized, so they'll be able to lock in on that a little better and give us better solutions that agree with each other as opposed to where we've been the last few days. So this we know, everything moves to the west. This disturbance here is going to ride the ridge here, the area of high pressure to the north. Then if it's strong enough, it will get pulled by some upper level winds that are going to dig down across the southeastern U.S. But if it's a weaker system, interestingly enough, we get more impacts here because it'll be just a rainy mess of a weekend as it moves towards the western Gulf. The model I'm showing you here is the European, which favors a stronger solution and more of a lift. So I have to tell you, Saturday and Sunday could be fantastic days, or they could be washouts. That's how huge the difference is in the spread of the models. We will have a much better handle, I think, for you tomorrow. Keep checking back with us and we'll have a better solution. I don't like not knowing what's happening for the weekend, but right now we're going to go with a wetter scenario with the American model bringing that open wave with numerous showers and thunderstorms for both weekend days with temperatures in the upper 80s.